Hi, my name is Laura. I'm not a college student right now, but I'm working at a hotel as a receptionist in the morning. So I get to use English almost all the time in my work.
I'm going to ask you for some questions about how had been your process learning English and the language in general. When did you first start learning English?
Learning, I think it will be when I was like 10 years old.
How long was it before you could hold a conversation in English?
I think it was after 3 years of learning the language.
When did you first put your learning into practice?
I think I was 11 years old. Actually, my music teacher, she only speaks English. And I remember my friends actually speaking to her in English, and I couldn't because I didn't really have like that ability to speaking with her. So I remember I challenged myself to practice the language. I had to tell her like what I was thinking and maybe perhaps my ideas, and she needed to explain it to me in English. So that's when I really challenged myself to actually speak with somebody who didn't speak Spanish as well.
Have you progressed as well as you expect?
I don't know, because I think that there's always more to what you can learn, and you can always challenge yourself to achieve more. So far, I think I'm doing great. I do think I need to learn more, but I think I'm doing pretty good right now.
Have you ever been immersed in an English-speaking culture?
Yes, I have. To be honest, the first time I started immersing myself into English culture, I didn't thought they were like so cold. English speakers are colder than the Latina culture, for example. So it was a big impact in my way of speaking with people, like the way I treated them. It was not the same as they treated me. So I was a little held back when I first started to talk with or immerse myself in the English culture.
How important is to you speak accurately?
There might be some words that make sense to you in Spanish but do not make sense in English. You might confuse them sometimes because, well, perhaps in Spanish, the way you say it, the word, it means the same as you will say it in English, but it doesn't mean the same in English. I have been in situations where I say something that in English is not the same, and you're like, but it means this, but it's not really the same meaning. So it is important to speak accurately, more if you're speaking with formal language. I'm a receptionist, and so I speak with a lot of people around the world. English is the basic thing to communicate with. It actually needs to be formal, it has to be accurate, it has to be to feel secure about their information, about what you're doing with their information about.
What level of competence would you like to attain eventually?
As I mentioned before, I think I would like to express myself more in a formal way of expression. Perhaps more scientific vocabulary so that I can express with different people also, because that opens a lot of doors for you.
How important is it to you speaking English?
It is really important. English is the first thing you have to learn because it's an opening language. It's really helpful.
How important do you think that it is for your job or degree?
Really, really, really important. As I said before, I have to speak English almost 24/7. Not everyone in the hotel knows how to speak in English. They're like, Laura, can you help me out because the client does not speak Spanish at all, so I need you to translate it for me. It's really important for my job. And even though I'm not actually studying right now, I do think it's important for my degree as well, because what I want to study, it's related to translating and interpretation. It was a pleasure to help you.
Thank you for the interview. It was really interesting. I didn't know a lot of things about you, and you're my friend. So,
well, my name is Jesus. I'm studying English. I want to be a pilot in the future.
When did you start to learn in English?
Just like 3 years ago.
How long was it before you could hold a conversation in English?
I guess the last week.
When did you first put your learning into practice?
It took me like 2 months after I went to my institute.
Have you progressed as well as you expect?
No, definitely no. It took me like 1 year more than I expected.
Have you ever been immersed in an English-speaking culture?
Yeah, several times. It was very nice. Very interesting.
How important is it to you to speak accurately?
Well, that's very important. If you can't speak accurately, people won't understand you.
What level of competence would you like to attain eventually?
I guess a C2 level it could be nice.
How important is it to you to speak in English?
That's very important to me.
How important it is for your job or degree?
It's very important to me to get the English because it's a requirement to my degree.
Well, that was all the questions. Thank you for your participation in this interview.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Hello, my name is Angel. I am studying engineering system computer
When did you first start learning English?
until university.
How long was it before you could hold a conversation in English?
It was today morning for my oral exam.
When did you first put your learning in practice?
Was on the trip to take the gear.
Have you progressed as well as you expect?
I am not what I expected.
Have you ever been immersed in an English-speaking culture?
Yes, I had a trip to Canada. I want to lie again. It's very beautiful.
How important is it to you to speak accurately?
It's very important. Have the best word.
What level of competence would you like to attain eventually?
B2 on C1.
How important is it to you speaking English?
It's very important.
How important do you think that it's for your job or degree?
If wanna best word in the future.
Do you think that it's necessary for your job?
Yes.
Well, that's all. Thank you for your interview. It was a good conversation, and now I know more about you. And you're my friend, and I didn't know some things, so thank you for the interview.
Bye.
Bye.